seconds in our video.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on? We are here at Mighty. We're in San Francisco. We're at
San Francisco Mighty
Skate 2 event.
Skate 2 event.
EA is showing off both the PlayStation 3 and 360 versions of Skate 2, showing off a lot of multiplayer action, which we haven't gotten to see before. We're going to go play some of that, as well as talk to a couple of the skaters that are going to be in Skate 2.
I love games.
As well as one of the game's developers.
All this is true.
Indeed. So let's go do that and eat some tiny hamburgers. Yeah, you got a mixtape coming out. You want to plug that?
Yeah, I got my mixtape behind the green pour. Volume 2 coming out. How did you get involved with Skate 2? What was that process?
Well, actually, I got a phone call one day, and I thought it was a prank call. They said, would you like to be a part of this video game? And I was like, come on, who is this? It's one of my friends. And actually, it was a true story, and here I am.
Did they just like ring you up on the phone, or?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Skate 1, and they called me up and said, hey, man, we want you in the second game. How do you feel? And I was like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like, great.
Is that like the holy grail for some skaters, like getting in a video game? Is that like better than a pro model, better than shoes, like better than that stuff? Like where does it kind of fall in the pantheon of things you can do when you're skating?
Wow, I like this question because this question has not been asked yet. I would say it's probably the holy grail. Of course, pro models, the tops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your own shoe is the top.
I have way more fame, like, just from the game than I ever did as just being a pro skateboarder, which is...
Right on.
It's a little weird.
First, you get a pro skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're lucky, you get your own shoe. And if you get the video game, so yes, that's probably the holy grail.
So how much involvement do you have like in the actual like shaping of the game? Do they like let you check it out and you're like, well, you know, this trick doesn't look right or this would never happen? Or...
Well, it's just sort of a brainstorm. Everyone just kind of threw out ideas.
Hand plants. I had to do a lot of hand plants.
They took the good and threw out the bad, and then there you have it.
I guess I was a hand plant guy.
Yeah.
Hard-hitting journalistic questions.
So, I mean, do you like play games at all ahead of time, or is this just like
the real truth about Skate 2?
I mean, of course I play games. Everyone plays games,
Sure.
you know. And, I love games.
So, when I was in junior high, I wanted to get into skating, but I was not rebellious enough. When my parents took a look at me and they were like, you clumsy motherfucker. You are going to break your face, break everything on your body. There's no way you're getting a skateboard. And I was like, okay.
See, to me, you'd be a candidate. Like, what? We need you to come fall on your face for us. Come on, come hang out with us.
Exactly. So as a result, I have led a sheltered, lily-white existence and have never broken a bone. Have you broken a bone?
Wow, man. You know what? It's funny because I have no skateboarders that have never broke bones in their life. But yes, I've broken plenty of bones. Both wrists have been broken. Nose broken. I was in France one time for a month. The last day before I went home, collided with a German dude. He broke 2 ribs, ripped my spleen. I pissed blood for 6 days in French hospital.
Well, when I broke my knee like 2 years ago in 5 places. I had to have 7 screws and a plate and 4 surgeries later, but that one was pretty painful. But when you actually break a bone, your adrenaline's going, and like
you're just like looking at it, going like,
yeah, you're
whoa,
like, it's broken. Like,
yeah,
you would never like burst into tears from pain or anything.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
When they say, does this hurt? Give me a description between 1 and 10. You're automatically going to say 10, so they give you more medicine. So I don't know.
Write that down. 10. Always say 10.
Always say
That's
10.
in the hospital. If
It
they ask
hurts.
you, and also tell them you have built up a tolerance to Vicodin.
Noted.
No, I like that one.
Noted.
So this is a skateboarding game, right?
Yes.
Can you ollie?
Yeah, we are ready. All right, we're here with Sean Laker working on Skate 2. How you doing, sir?
Not too bad, not too bad. Having a good night tonight.
Awesome. So yeah, it seems like this is kind of the first time in a little while that you've let people play Skate 2 en masse.
Yeah.
What's it like, having worked on the game for as long as you have, to kind of watch people play it?
It's awesome, man. Like especially to see everybody ripping out there. I mean, that's the beauty of our game, and we didn't try to change everything. It's, you know, if you play Skate 1, it's gonna feel familiar, but there's gonna be a whole lot of new stuff.
Cool. So let's talk about some of that new stuff. It seems like, you know, I mean, you have the trick system basically the same. It's more about just kind of building really cool stuff on top of it. What do you have in there this year?
Right. So so added onto the control scheme, you know, the big one is off board, right? You can get off your board.
So that's like that seems like really, not to like cut you off, but that seems like really scary. I mean, not to be like a harbinger, but like the last skateboarding game, as soon as they let you get off the board, it was all downhill from there.
I mean, we're not building a parkour game, right? We're building a game that allows you to get off board to be more accessible. You know, last year you'd like see a flight of stairs in this great spot and be like, oh, the bane of my existence is stairs.
Yeah.
So I mean, now it's just increased mobility, and there's also some gameplay there. You know, you can acid drop, you can run and put your board on and then get onto a rail, and with offboard too, which is a huge feature, which is just endless possibilities, is movable objects.
Right.
So you get off board, move things around, and you can set up and configure your own spot. Huge. Like last year, everything was static. It was the same way for everybody. This year, you can put your own spin on it.
Cool. So create a spot seems like it's a really big thing that relates to that.
Yes.
Can you describe how that stuff works?
Yeah. So create a spot is the ultimate feature for the way people play our game, right? It's so I can go and set up movable objects any place I want, anywhere in the world where I can skate. I can create a spot. So I'll go and set that up. I'll set my score, and I can go actually online and share that with my friends or share it with the community. And other people can try to beat you, or you can just try to keep that score up on top.
Right on. It seems like kind of just like, as far as the interface is concerned, it's a lot like the skate reel stuff with like people rating different spots and all that stuff.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like a huge thing from the first game. What's up with the skate reel this time around?
Skate reel. So of course it's got to come back because there's way too many good videos that went out.
It was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's just like seeing some of the stuff people were doing with that. It was just like, I didn't know that it was this versatile. Jeez.
And it's so much fun to work on a game and then to see all the things people are doing, like things you wouldn't even expect, which is not so.
As far as like performance is concerned, it seems like you guys are like deliberately showing off the PS3 version because it runs really, really well, kind of compared to how Skate 1 was maybe a little choppy in spots. How is it running on 360? Is it just like, I mean, is it just running 60 frames a second? Where are you at?
60 frames is it. I mean, that was a big thing. And a big thing for us also was that it's consistent across both consoles. Like that's no easy task, right? Like it's a big undertaking, but you know, it's something we set out to do right from the get-go, and it's something we accomplished, which is big.
Awesome. Well, it looks like you're well on your way, and I mean, the game is practically done, right? Very close.
It's very close. It's very close. We're doing as much as we can, but you can get it on store shelves worldwide January 23rd.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for your time.
Cheers.
So here we are at the wrap up. Jeff, you just interviewed 3 people. What was that like?
I talked to them. I asked them questions about skate and skateboarding, and they answered them. They had answers for every single one of my questions.
What is that like? What was that like?
Well, it was hard because, you know, I had to think about how Vinny was going to cut it, and I was like, if I ask these guys the exact same questions, that's going to just look really dumb. Never broken a bone. I've never broken a bone. Have you broken a bone? You must have broken a bone by now. Bone. But I actually was genuinely interested in knowing what breaking a bone was like, so I figured I had to ask both of them that question. So, you know.
Excellent.
That felt key to me.
How do you feel about the frame rate in this interview?
I feel like the frame rate, I mean, it could be a little bit better.
Like last year we had some problems with the frame rate, right?
Yeah.
So like, what are we doing to address that in this interview?
Well, I think, you know, for the interviews we're gonna have a good frame rate, but you know, towards the end of it, it's probably gonna start to chop up, and who could.
So when's this interview gonna come out?
I think this interview's gonna come out. You know what? Let me check and see when it's gonna be on shelves. I have my notes here. December 8th, 3 p.m.
Excellent. So look for this interview then.
Thanks. Thanks.
Oh yeah, just you go up. You can go.
I go?
No, you're good.
I can't.
I love games.
What's that like?